Guitar's a little bit something that I wanna rock. This song be the fall song.
What's good, people? It's your boy Jay the Actor, aka Mr. J Weeks ENT himself, back with a new episode of Really Now. Really Now? Really? Here with the exclusive interview with my man, Mr. Tim Jones. What's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
How's everything going, man?
Everything's wonderful.
Been a little minute.
It's been a while.
Okay, cool. So for those of you who follow the Really Now TV movement, Tim Jones happens to be the co-creator of the show. I remember we talked about this idea for a while for that one, and then we finally said, let's go ahead and do it. So we put it on the internet, and the rest is history, as I say, right?
That's what they say.
So I guess you here with some new business ventures?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Excited about that?
Most definitely. Really excited about it right now.
Okay. Well, I guess we just gonna go ahead and get to the people. I told you, when we had the opportunity to let people know, we're gonna go ahead and give them that exclusive interview. So I guess basically the people want to know, what is your new business venture? What is it?
Well, it's Tim's World. For lack of a better term, it's just my opportunity to share with the world as I see it. The way I just gotta reproduce what I see through my own eyes.
Okay. So is it art form? What is it that you're doing?
It's a unique art form. We call it interactive model art. Actually, it's a term you kind of coined the phrase. So I have to give you credit where credit is due.
I got you.
But, pretty much it's just my own way of reproducing what I see in my own little art form.
Okay. So you pretty much everything as far as in your art form that you do, that's all you.
100%. 100%.
Wow.
I look at what I see in the world, and then I decide to just reproduce it, try to do it to the best of my ability to make it look as authentic as possible.
Okay.
Just do my own thing.
Okay, so where did the name for your business, It's Tim's World, where did that come from?
Well, it's just I am Tim, and it's my view of the world. I decided to kind of coin that phrase and try to, make it, seem a little more realistic.
Okay.
It's just my view of the world.
So how you see it.
How I see it.
And then you reflect that through your art form.
Absolutely.
Is that how that works? Okay.
Absolutely.
So, where did was this something that happened overnight? You just woke up and decided to do it? Tell the people, how did that come about with the whole It's Tim's World and, the idea? Where did that come from?
Well, I would say it started when I was about 7 years old. I decided to, make my own little people. I decided that versus having little art, little action figures, I said I'll make my own people. And it started out with paper, started out from that point with trash bag wrappers, and then it kind of graduated to using pipe cleaners, stuff like that.
Wow. So that's really evolving from paper all the way down to, all this for that. That sounds like something you were busy at 7, man.
Well, I would say from 7 on.
I got you.
It all started at one time. I ain't do it all the same year, but
okay.
It just throughout time, I decided to kind of grow it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, was that something like that your parents inflicted on you to do that, or that was just something to get away?
I had a very healthy imagination. And so, with that being said, anything that I saw, I want to recreate it. That's a show I like, the movie I like. I decided to recreate scenes from it, and basketball, football, you name it, I would just reproduce it. Again, it started off very primitive. They look like much of nothing, but to me, it was just what I saw on TV.
Okay. That seems cool. So it looks like you kind of had an idea. So maybe it started off with something to do. And then now, so what has made you kind of now morph into this now brand and this business of It's Tim's World?
Well, honestly, I believe that everybody has a God-given talent that at some point needs to be shared, needs to, let the world see, what God has put in you.
Okay.
And, this is just something that I feel like I didn't create this. There's no way my mind created this. It had to come from him. So I decided to just share it with the world, and hopefully to inspire people to share their talents, their whatever was given to them, and they may have some things that's hidden they don't even know they have in them. Wow. So it's an opportunity for you to see what was in me, and maybe it'll help you out.
Okay. So I know a lot of artists that they say some people do it for the money, some people do it for the love, some people say it's art. What is your purpose behind you doing this It's Tim's World, creating your own art form? What is that?
That's a good question, and probably the best way I can answer that is it's just at first it was more or less something as an outlet, and I use the term that it was an outward expression of an inner vision. You know, just things that I saw. I just wanted to put it out there. I just wanted to reproduce it. It's a great feeling to see something that you produce. You know,
wow.
And then to get good feedback from people once they see it. That is really what's been inspiring me to continue to do that.
Okay, cool. And funny thing is, I remember a couple years back, you sent me a picture of something that you did.
Right.
And you were like, you know, just check this out. This is something I did. And that day, I said, we have to meet. I set a meeting for we did a business lunch at Panera Bread.
Absolutely.
And I said, man, you got to get this out there.
Yes, you did. You were inspiration for me to get this thing going.
And I just saw something in that was different and unique than anything that I've ever saw for that one. And I think that's kind of the beauty of the art. Me being an artist myself, understand, you know, my art form and how it relates and how it's important to people. But having someone to have something that no one else has, that's mind-boggling to me for that one. And when the fact that you were creating this, and it was, I mean, when I said it, like, oh, this is great, you were like, oh, that's something I did like years ago. This is old. Like, it wasn't even nothing like that.
I remember that.
He was like, oh, I did this years back. And I see you brought your book.
Right.
So what is your book? What was that?
Well, the book kind of keeps me focused. Whenever I get an idea or something that I want to reproduce or to create, I put it in the book. You know, I put it immediately. If I think about something, I go and write it down because I always heard that, you know, you got a vision, you need to write it down. You know, because you can get distracted. Things make you forget, you know, what's going on. So this just gives me something that's a reference point to go back to and say, okay, yeah, I remember I wrote this down. I need to go ahead and do this, need to do this, need to do that. It kind of keeps me on track.
Okay. So so that's where all the ideas go for that one.
Absolutely.
So are I know you said some of the things, you know, you're inspired by maybe TV or film or you know, sports or anything like that. So is it you watch a movie and then you're inspired to go make something, or is it that you see these people as idols and you know, how does that come about for the process of the creative process of creating your art forms for that one?
It's actually a little bit of both. You know, I'll see something, a movie, I might see a sporting event, and it either triggers something for me to do right, think of something right now I'm looking at, or it may bring me back to something before. I'm like, man, I remember something from a game from 20 years ago or 10 years ago. I say, I want to reproduce that. But I just may get an idea. I might get an idea from one of my kids, something they're doing.
Okay.
If I see it, my mind tells me I can create it. So I try my best to do it.
Wow, that's crazy, man. So do you find that you trying to make it exactly like that, or is that where the artist kind of takes over, and like how does that come about when you're creating that one for it?
Well, pretty much I do try to make it as close to the original piece as possible as for recognition purposes, so you know who or what it is, but I put my own spin on it typically. Every once in a while I'll try to make them as close to possible just to see what people think about it.
Wow, okay. So like you get it in. So you just, now with that being said, are you limited to just, like you said, the sports or, you know, celebrities, or you free, whatever, do whatever?
Whatever. You know, if somebody sends me a picture of something they want me to reproduce, I'll do my darndest to make it for them.
Y'all heard it right here. Really Now TV. My man Tim Jones of It's Tim's World said, if you need something, he got you. You said what price started at what, $29.99?
$29. That's right.
Start from there. My man got whatever you want. It's funny that you say that. So I have my own pieces of yours that I have acquired from you. The first thing I said I had to have Bob Marley. Anyone know? I love Bob Marley for that one and what he represents for that one.
Absolutely.
But also at the time, my son King, he was just being born for that time. So he was just born, and I called him King, and I said, what better way to have it than to actually to do a lion? You did the lion for that one.
The first piece I ever sold. I always remember that.
Hey, you have to support your own. When you have somebody doing something, you have to support. Don't go out there. Just make sure you support this, man. And then also, for my wife's birthday, her being from New York, from Brooklyn, shout out to BK, you did a Biggie. And when I say that my man did Biggie, this dude had the Timbs and everything.
Yeah,
now that we talking about the pieces, I kind of was able to get a hold of some of your work for that one. And I just want you to just kind of talk and tell us a little bit about these pieces for that one. So right now, this one here. Tell us about this. Tell the people about what this is.
Well, that's my best representation of Mr. Stevie Wonder. Growing up in the 80s, 70s area, that's my era. I've always been a big music fan. Probably my number one. I got a 1A and a 1B. This is my 1A favorite artist of all time.
Wow.
So I just wanted to, do a fair representation of Mr. Stevie Wonder.
I mean, dude, you got like a piano. My man Stevie has a piano and then even a microphone. Even with the dreads, you have it on up with the shades and everything, man. Like, how long did it take you to make something like this?
To be perfectly honest, this is one of my longest projects to make. Just the piano alone took 11 hours.
Wow.
But...
So you see my man is in there putting in work for you. That's why you got to support. So 11 hours on this. Just on the piano.
Just on the piano. I can make the people, usually, pretty quick. It's just... Right. I need to have the right props with them, so I want to make sure that everything looks authentic, and just try to make my best representation of who I'm doing.
Yeah, this is by far one of my favorite ones that you did. I mean, this is like a set piece. I mean, literally, you have Stevie with his mic, his piano, and everything going on for now. That's amazing. So I got a couple more. This one here, you guys may know this guy right here. Some call him the King. Tell us about this one right here.
As I mentioned, artist 1A and artist 1B. And I really can't say 1A and 1B. They're tied for 1A. These are my two favorite artists growing up.
Right.
And, I love Michael Jackson. I love Stevie Wonder. I want to do my own little, rendition or vision of them. And
I mean, Mike even has the glove. So this is not just something you just putting together. Like, you're actually taking the time to put in the work to really make it, significant to what the replication of what these people are and how they look. And I mean, he has the jacket, the hat on, even the hair for that one too.
I just try to give them, I want to give everybody as close as possible to the person that I'm looking at. So, when you look at them, you know what that is. There's going to be something that stands out and say, hey, I know that's Mike. I've seen the glove.
Cool. Okay, cool. So now, my last one that I have that I was able to get a hold of in West Philadelphia.
Yeah.
West Philly. Tell us about this one right here.
Well, everybody knows, in the early 90s, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was the show. It's a hip hop classic. Right now it's still running. My kids looking at it nowadays. So,
right.
He was always one of my favorite artists, but then as an actor, just continued to take it to another level.
Always.
And I don't know. He's again one of my favorite guys growing up, and I just want to do a tribute to him.
And what about this? How long did it take you to do this one here?
That took quite a while. I would say the majority of the work went to the coat.
He got the full jacket with the details on the jacket. He even got, for all my Jordan heads out there, he even got the 5 grapes on. This dude went all in.
I had to bring him right. He had to come correct.
Hey, you putting in work, man. So definitely, man, we definitely want you guys to support what Tim is doing with It's Tim's World. And the last thing we really want to talk about is, for all of you who know or may not know, James Entertainment has their show coming July 25th to the Durham Arts Council. July 25th, 7:25, the Durham Arts Council in Durham. Tickets are available on our website, jamesentertainment.com. So make sure you check out those. Now, for those of you who don't know, we will have the whole beginning. It's a red carpet. It's a gala event. So we have an hour before the show where we just really going to have the network opportunity. And of course, with that one, we're going to have none other than my man, Mr. Tim Jones, but It's Tim's World. So you got some big surprises for the people?
I got a few things I'm going to bring out.
Something you bring out for it?
Yeah. You'll be able to see what you see now, but it's going to be some more stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so what can the people look forward to you? Just, is it going to be more of people? Is it going to be animals? Is it settings? What you got coming up for?
All the above.
Everything.
Pretty much. I want to bring everything that I can bring that just give people a good idea about what I can do. And if you have an interest in something, this may show you, hey, I can send you a picture. I can do it for you. This will be your opportunity to see it.
So they can so if they have an idea of what they want, they can send you a picture and it goes from there for that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You heard it. My man is getting it in. Like I said, July the 25th, 7:25 during Mars Council. My man Tim Jones will be at the event before and afterwards too, right? You be there afterwards?
That's right.
So you're going to have the Tim's World booth set up, so make sure everybody supports that. Get your tickets, only $20, but it's a Black Side fan. You got your tux ready?
It's on.
I already got my tux ready, so we ready to go. We're going to have the gala event. James Entertainment, we're going to have our table set up. It's going to be a network, and we have our red carpet, everything. So lastly, before we go, gotta know, what's your handle? Where can people reach you at? How can they get to you for that?
Well, you can see me on Facebook.
Okay.
It's Tim's World.
Gotcha.
On Instagram, it is Tim's World.
Okay.
And just please go out and support.
Cool. So make sure y'all support my man. Wait, you say it's Tim's World on Facebook?
It's Tim's World on Facebook.
Facebook is Tim's World, and on Instagram,
It is Tim's World.
it is Tim's World. Make sure you go follow him, hit the link, turn the button blue, all that good stuff. Follow him on Facebook. Make sure you come out to support. This guy's gonna have way more than this. He probably gonna have a plethora of pieces. Who knows what he gonna have? He might have a whole setup for Christmas and everything. So make sure you guys come out to support. We always gotta let you know where you can find us at. Catch us online, jweeksentertainment.com. Catch us on Twitter, jweeks_ENT, Instagram, jweeks_ENT, and of course our brand new Instagram page, baby, Really Down TV, which my man Tim helped to create.
Absolutely.
So make sure you come out to support. It's gonna be a great event. We thank you, man, for coming and showing with the world your art, man.
Thank you.
So, hey, let them know. Any last thing you want to leave with the people before we get out of here, man?
Just come out and enjoy this wonderful show and get a chance to look at some of this great work.
Let's go, man. It's Tim's World. Make sure you support. We catch y'all next time. Y'all.
Guitar's a little bit something, and I wanna lie.